in the story of Guy Freedom, with the first page, the first page talk about the beautiful place that have in Africa, or Africa, and then the have a journalist. They want to show about government, like government talk of black man that he want to freedom. Mr. Wood is editor of the Daily Dispatch. He sit on his desk, and he want to make tomorrow. He want to show about the story that talk about the crossroad, but he want to show about the crossroad what happened at their place, and one more. He want to main story about black man, and then suddenly the Mr. Ken Robertson, he bring a lot of photograph to show, and he threw on the desk of Mr. Wood, and Mr. Wood looked the photo, and he saw about the police fight the boys, and the bulldozer push a house. So this is the first page, and next
And Wood looked up at the case in amazement and asked Ken how did he get those photographs. And Ken just smiled and he just said that he got them. Wood examined those pictures again, and he saw the picture of the black men that working and bringing their family with them, and which those activities against the law. And also the picture show about the police with the black man and also the white employer. And Wood decided to bring those photos to the next tomorrow newspaper. And Ken said that he thanks to Wood, and he said that if the police pick him up, the Wood's name will be the first on his list. Actually, at that time, the law did not allow the newspaper print the photo of police beating the black man. But if there were enough violent pictures, the government sometimes let the matter drop in order to prevent the newspaper giving the public more information. And then as Mr. Wood tried to ask Mr. Ken Robertson again about how did he get those photos, Mr. Ken just picked up one of the photos that it showed a wall with a young black man with the name of Biko underneath. So Mr. Wood decided to write about Biko and his black consciousness in editorial. And then Ken just nodded his head and he left the room. Actually, Mr. Wood he accepted the laws that force the blacks and the white to live in the separate areas. But Mr. Wood also have been trained as a lawyer, and he did not lie the police against the black man.
Newspaper all over Africa use 10 pictures of the rape on the coastal and Wood receives a lot of phone calls to street from the police. Unknown caller making streets on his line. Occasionally, words from congratulations from editor of newspapers and Pella and Ropel much confidently into the office of the Daily Dispatch, and she was dressed in jeans and the white shirt, and she looks beautiful when she come to the receptionist desk. She threw the paper in front of the. She threw the paper. She threw the newspaper in front of the and Hobart and Dr. Rappel. She said sewing and on his cap, and Dr. and Pampana put the editor on the desk in front of booth. And I've been reading this paper long enough to know that you are not one of the worst while journalists. So I'm surprised to think you would write such. You would like to write such rubbish.
Who recovered from the surprise and he meeting with Dr. Rapelli and Mapella, and Mapella agree with Booth, and Booth almost and Booth look at the Mapella and Mapella and she was a beautiful, intelligent and full of confidence, and Booth almost lost his temper, and he sat in his chair and threw his pencil down in the desk.
That's all. Hey, thank you. Okay, move to number 4.
There was daily dispatch with Donald Wood worked there. He found the story for the front page of tomorrow's newspaper. As he knew the police raid on the crossroads, and he would make the crossroads the main story. Ken was both out the journalist on the Daily Dispatch, and he into Wood's office and show Wood the picture. When Wood saw the picture, he discussed with Ken. He will print their photos to put in the front page.
And then when the print photo, the newspaper around the South America used by Ken, and then the police called to Booth about the newspaper, and after that Mapala marched into office as Daily Village, and she is look nice, and when when she when she came to the receptionist desk, and she threw the newspaper down into the desk receptionist, and he want to know about who is responsible about the newspaper, and and then receptionist to show about the newspaper to Booth, and after that Booth called to who to responsible about the newspaper to say something.
Would recover from his fright. Dr. Ramkale written again about White's prejudice, and going to ignore black prejudice. Ramkale is plot in anger that is not what Steve Biko believed in at all. He said that don't found out the facts would understand what Mr. Biko believed in. Mempola, she interrupts. Would look at Mempola in silence. Mempola, she was still angry, and Wood almost lost his temper. He sits and he threw his pencil on his desk, and he said slowly, he glad that his skin didn't waste money.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Why? The beginning story, the South African government allegedly described the respected newspaper within the November 1975. Mr. Wood, editor allegedly described. He said in the table looking at the story for the front page of tomorrow newspaper. Mr. Gain, one of the journalists on the he lit a cigarette and began to smoking. Mr. Wood looked through the photograph. He saw the picture of the police spread a woman holding a baby in the arm. Two policemen batting a boy.
Would examine the picture against the law. And from time to time, so that the town did not become permanent. The police came with whip and burning tear gas and forcing the man into the police car and moving them out of the city. And then the tractor came to tear the houses box of wood. The tractor came to tear the houses of made of wooden box. And Booth one came to put his name underneath of the picture, and then Ken said that if the police pick him up, means the Booth's name will be taken out from his list. And then Booth, he accepted the law that forced black and white to live in separate areas. And the police Booth received a lot of police phone calls to strip him.
That's all.
For Mom Pella and Rampele. She was a beautiful lady, and she also worked very faster to really this to see Mr. Wood, and while she walked nearby the secretary of Mr. Wood, she was very angry, and she threw the newspaper to the secretary and asked secretary to call Mr. Wood. And secretary of Mr. Wood, she was a black woman, and after a moment, Mr. Woods and Dr. Rampele, they will talk about the magazine that Mr. Woods have edit in the first page, and she was very angry, and she want Mr. Wood to find Biggo, and she said that it's not the real one, it's fake. And so Mr. Wood also, he was very angry with Miss Rampele, because mean that the both of them were angry to each other. They cannot talk much. And in the end of the chapter, Miss Rampele, she asked Mr. Wood to see Mr. Biggo.
Okay, thank you.
In chapter 1, Crime Freedom. Donald Booth is a newspaper editor, and he sits on his desk to find the stories that he needs to put on the top, in front of the page. And the newspapers that you want to put in front of the page is related to the government, and also the story for Richard Nixon by President Ford. And then the news had come in. The police of raid on the town that we can call Crossroads, and he decided to move the Crossroads stories in front of the page, and move Japan factory in front of the page. And after that, Mr. Khan, he threw the newspaper in the desk of Wood, and then he smoked cigarette. And for Wood, he examined the picture of the newspaper again. And the picture saw about the actions that police beating the people. And in which the people that the employer, he accepted them illegal worker. They go to work, they can work by through their families or other people that they know. And one was they not obey the law, and the law not allows the newspaper print out of the police beating the people. And if But if the newspaper, if they were endorsed violence, the teacher, the government, the government will prevent or protect the newspaper to giving the information more information public.
And then Mr. Khan showed the lab picture of the series with handsome face and black man to Mr. Wood. The lab picture, the man of the lab picture, his name is Biko, and then Mr. Wood and Mr. Khan, they talk about the picture, and Mr. Wood, he didn't believe that the black people should be allowed to vote, and he accept the law for black and white to live separate area. And then Mr. Wood, he want to put one of picture that Mr. Khan show him, and he want to put the top in center of the page. And all the newspaper South Africa use Khan picture of the ran on crossroad. Mr. Wood, he received a lot of phone calls from the police, and then have a beautiful doctor, and she have confidently, and he go to the office of the Daily Dispatch, and when she came to the receptionist, she threw the newspaper down in front of Anne Hubbard, and she want to know who is responsible for this. And then the beautiful doctor, she was very angry with the journalist.
And then Wood recover from his pride with Dr. Briley, and Wood had written again why prejudice, and he sing to going to ignore to black prejudice, and after that man Pelas imploded in anger, and later on Wood looked to Mampola because he was beautiful, intelligent, and full confident. And then Wood sit down on his chair and threw his pencil down on his desk. And then Wood thought that her quiet sincerity and was impressive as her previous anger. That's all.
That's all. Okay, thank you. Okay, so what I hope about this video, what? Okay, it might be like a pre-assessment. Okay, that you can check about this one later on. Okay, after you finish your year. Okay, your year 2 and semester 1, right? Okay, and I hope that okay, when you come back and you may notice something different. Okay, if you just keep speaking in English, right? Okay, so this one is just show us about the first chapter of cry freedom and also like your pre-assessment. Okay, that especially about your speaking. Okay, maybe some of you this camera cannot make you or help you to speak it better. Okay, but just something error that you just try more, right? Okay, but I hope it can be the tool, right? Later on you may not feel scared or afraid of it, right? Okay, thank you.